When we hear the phrase naked officials, the image that comes to mind is completely wrong. This is not about scandal or nudity. This is about power, hypocrisy, and fear inside the Chinese state. In China, the term naked officials, known in Chinese as Liuoguan, refers to government officials whose wives, children, wealth, and future lives are outside China, while their power and authority remain inside the country. In simple terms, these are officials who rule China by day, but plan to live abroad forever. They are loyal on paper, but their hearts, families, and bank accounts lie elsewhere. And for the Chinese state, this is not a small problem. It is an existential threat. To understand why, we must first understand how the Chinese system works. China is governed by a single political force, the Chinese Communist Party. This party does not just want obedience. It demands absolute ideological loyalty. An official is not just an administrator. He is expected to be a believer. But what happens when the official's child studies in America? When his wife lives in Canada? When his savings are invested in Australia or London? What remains of loyalty then? This is why such officials are called naked. They are naked because they have no real family ties in China, no emotional stake in the nation's future, no reason to suffer if the system collapses. They can simply leave. And when someone has the power to make decisions, but no intention to live with their consequences, corruption becomes inevitable. For years, Chinese naked officials quietly moved money abroad. Real estate in Vancouver, apartments in Sydney, bank accounts in Switzerland, children with foreign passports. While ordinary Chinese citizens were told to sacrifice for the nation, the elite were buying insurance against China itself. This created a dangerous contradiction. The people running the country did not trust the country they were running. This is when Xi Jinping stepped in. Under his leadership, China launched one of the largest anti-corruption campaigns in modern history. But make no mistake, this was not just about money. This was about control. Naked officials were seen as security risks, potential traitors, weak links in the system. New rules were introduced. Officials with family abroad were barred from sensitive posts. Mandatory disclosure of family location and assets. Demotions, transfers, and quiet purges. Thousands were removed. Not publicly executed, but politically neutralized. Because in China, corruption is dangerous. But disloyalty is unforgivable. Now comes the global angle. While China sees naked officials as a threat, the West quietly benefits. Western universities welcome their children. Western banks welcome their money. Western real estate markets welcome their investments. So while China talks about resisting Western influence, its own elites are deeply embedded in Western systems. This is the real irony. China's biggest capital flight is not caused by enemies, but by insiders. And this matters far beyond China. Because it exposes a universal truth about authoritarian systems. When power is concentrated, elites do not reform the system. They escape it. They extract wealth. They secure foreign options. They leave the risks behind for ordinary citizens. The state may look strong from outside. But inside, it is full of people already planning their exit. For countries like India, and for global observers, this is an important lesson. A nation is not weakened by criticism. It is weakened when its own rulers do not believe in it. When leaders educate their children abroad. When they save money elsewhere. When they prepare foreign lives while preaching national sacrifice. That is when a system begins to hollow out. So the next time you hear about China's discipline, unity, or strength, remember this. Behind the slogans. Behind the propaganda. Behind the image of control. There exists a silent fear inside the Chinese state. That those in power may already be mentally, financially, and emotionally gone. A nation does not collapse when people oppose it, but when its elites have already packed their bags.